For this lesson, I want to create a grayscale image, but more of a kind of like an image that has an ethereal, almost maybe even a ghostly look to it. So it depends on the image that you're using. Go into your exercise folder and open up the image that begins with 609, a photo spin image of the happy couple on the beach. Let's start by making a copy of them by dragging down to the new icon. We're going to work on this one. Now, what do I want to do here? I'm looking for a very specific way to control a selection where it's more intense on the left and the right than the center, because they're kind of in the center, and I want to keep them in focus and away from the adjustment. So let's do this. Let's start with our black and white. Let's go into our adjustments here and create black and white adjustment. Now, I love being able to use this option here for sampling. I'm going to darken up that sky a little bit by coming over here and just dragging. That's all you have to do. And make that a little bit more dramatic. That helps them out too, I think. I'm going to stop there. That's all I want to do. Go ahead and close that out. Go into your channels now. Now you will see this. That's the mask that was made by the adjustment layer. Don't worry about that one. Make a new one by clicking here. Now remember what an alpha mask is. An alpha mask can be a selection, and the selection is being controlled by white, black, or a shade of gray. So I'm going to use my gradient tool here. I'm going to pick it up right here. Make sure your colors are black and white. Click this little button right here and click this option here for foreground to background and click linear gradient right here. Now before we use it, actually I need to do one more thing. Go up to the word view if you want to do it this way and go to rulers. Drag onto our channel a ruler. Now watch when it snaps. See it snap? That means you're right in the middle. That's right where I want it. Let go. Now come back with the gradient tool, black on top, white on the bottom. Get right about here and click and drag to the center. Now I'm holding the shift key too, so it doesn't migrate up or down. Now I want the same thing on the other side, but the problem, if I come over here and do this again, start right about here, it's just going to rewrite itself. So let's start again over here and drag to the center. Now here's the trick. Gradients have blending modes. Change the blending mode to multiply and watch what happens when I do this again. Get right about there. Click to the center. It'll snap. That's exactly what I want. Now white means use the adjustment, black means don't. So I need to reverse this. So go up to the word image on the pull-down menu, go down to adjustments and select invert. Perfect. Now we don't need this anymore. That's a distraction. Go up the word view and go down to clear guides. Go back to RGB and go into layers right there. Now select background copy. Go into your channels again. We need this as a selection. The easiest way to do this, hold down the control key, and that's control in Windows, command on a Mac, and click on it right here. Now I know that looks weird. Looks like two rectangles on the left and the right, but remember, we're dealing with a visible marquee, and a marquee can only show you when an object is at least 50% selected. As it drifts off, it doesn't show it to you, but believe me, it will be gradual. Now we need to decide our filter. So let's go up to the word filter and go down to blur and select motion blur. 0 is the angle. Okay, 0 is the angle. You can see it right over here. That's almost exactly what I want. I want a lot, just like that. Notice how they stay in focus, but it's pulling it off on the left and the right. Go ahead and click OK. Now we can apply it again by using Command, and that's Command on a Macintosh control in Windows, F, and even do it again if we want to. So we've got this almost like soft look going on the left and the right by using a very selective alpha channel using multiply on the gradient tool. Now we can still do a few more things here. Number one, since we have the original down here, if we select this one right here, we can do a few things. We can change the opacity if we think that's a little bit too much of an effect and bring a little bit more of the original in. And if we change the opacity of our black and white adjustment, we can bring just a touch of color back into it. A very different, soft, ethereal kind of image, done with gradients, the multiply blending mode, and the motion filter.